Hey, what's going on, guys? Ah, trying out the new rig, build new computer. Um, so far, so good. That's a plus. Um, Forgot what I was gonna say. Anyway, welcome back. Sorry for the pause in content. Been kind of busy. Not only with building that monstrosity down there, which I did upgrade. You can actually see it on the floor down there. I went to a Rogstrix. What the fuck is it? 8450F motherboard. I have 16 gigs of RAM now, Ryzen 5 processor, and Red Red Devil graphics. So I'm no longer liquid cooled, but I'm okay with this. So yeah, been busy with that. Busy with the car. Um, Busy with road trips. Road trips. Let me tell you. Um, Me and my roommate. You've seen him in a couple of videos. Ginger guy with glasses. He, believe it or not, has really never been out of the state that he can remember. And we live in Missouri, Kansas City area primarily, and he never been out of the state. And it was time. So we packed up my old Pontiac and we drove clear to Nebraska. We were up in Omaha for 2 days. No, 3 days, 2 nights. Um, Went to the zoo of all places. I like to sightsee. When I'm out traveling, I like to go to different shops and sightsee and all that. To me, hi Russell, how you doing? To me, the road trip was kind of lacking in some stuff, but not too bad. Just Facebook. Solve this. The roommate's messaging me. Okay. Anyway, sorry about that. So we went to Nebraska, drove, took us about 3.5 hours to get there. And we, I said, spent 3 days, 2 nights up there. It was a lot of fun. Took us, well, we started, and you can see I have no more nice tan line, right? um, it took us from here, we drove I-70 to 29 North, followed 29 North all the way to I-80 West. Nice. I should be doing that on this, but I'm not. But the old Pontiac did really, really good. I was very pleased with it, and couldn't be more happier with it. Reminded me of the old Buick. Oh my God, you can see. Couldn't be more happier with it. I was averaging 33 miles to the gallon all the way there, and 31 all the way back, which makes no sense because I climbed up a hill going there. Yeah. Side of the river from Sioux City. No joke, really. We were off of I-80 and 72nd in Omaha, and we plan on going back in November, so early November. So yeah, I am the weirdo driving the red Pontiac with all the goofy anime stickers on it. But I will say, from driving in Missouri to driving in Nebraska. People up there know how to fucking drive. They're courteous. They get the hell out of your way if you have your signal on. Hell, I had like 5 people let me over in rush hour traffic. Whereas here, you hit your signal and you're lucky to even get over one lane. I mean, hell, even to turn. So, but yeah, we in a car that we were kind of sketchy about doing the road trip in. We're going to do it again because it did that good. So, yay. And yeah, we had a blast up there. It was fun. This right here actually swam in the for the first time in like 15 years. But hey, it was fun. We, met some cool people up there. We visited one of the biggest freaking malls I have ever seen in my life. Just for fun. Don't blame you. I really can't blame you. I found out my car ended up in Canada, or back in Canada, and then came back to eastern Kansas, where it looks like pure hell now. The only reason I know it was mine is because of a certain scratch on it that I did, and a ding that I did. And yeah, it's in bad shape now. And the guy can't be happier with it, which I applaud him for loving it, but it was in bad shape when I got rid of it. So the old Pontiac that I have now is 4 years newer, and it's in 10 times the condition. So I actually just waxed it today. So what'd you get, Russell? I'm curious now, because I can barely read that. New graphics card. It's throwing my monitor all kinds of whack. Same as mine. Mine nickels and dimes. It nickel and dimed me to death. Once one thing started going, the next thing showed up, and then the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing, and I finally just gave up. I couldn't do it anymore, and that's when I got with my uncle, and we traded it for a 15 Impala, which was the biggest mistake of our lives. I drove it for a while, and then bought a Kia. The Kia was great, except the AC didn't work, and I didn't want to dump. You okay? Transportation is transportation. That's all I got to say. Depending on what engine's in it, if it's got the 4.6, it's underpowered. If it's got the 5.4, it's got the spark plug issue. So keep an eye out on that. Anyway, I traded my Kia for my 06 Honda, and it had 210,000 miles on it, and there's nothing wrong with it. It was just too small. I'm not small by any means. Neither is my roommate or my uncle. So all three of us in a tiny car, looks like a bunch of clowns, and we were going to have that. And I traded it for my 2005 Grand Prix GT. It's rough. I'm not thrilled with it. Yes, it's misfiring. Yeah, they're huge. I wouldn't say that long, but they're pretty close. It's misfiring. My ex had a 97, and the plugs are a nightmare. It's a 5.4. Expect the misfiring. Believe it or not, and I am the last person to say I will own a Ford. I have a Ford sitting right outside. It's a 2003 F-250 with the 5.4, and it don't move. I won't drive this son of a bitch. This one doesn't misfire. It runs really good. AC is cold. Truck looks brand new except for the dented bumper. And show me an F-250 right now that doesn't have one. The quad cab, it's not the quad cab, it's a crew cab with the long bed. So this thing's huge. Takes up the entire driveway. And they don't get moved. I drive it to go get the mail. That's as far as it goes with me. I measured it. It is 32 feet long, and that's not counting the bumper or the trailer hitch. So it's about 33 to 34 feet long. It's huge. My Grand Prix is 18 feet long, and it's bigger than roommate's Ford 500. It's a Super Duty. Yeah, except he's probably got a 4-wheel drive. This one's 2-wheel drive. This thing is massive for a 2-wheel drive, and it looks like it's got semi-truck wheels on it, so it's retarded looking. They're factory wheels, or the factory 19s, but they look like something that comes off of Kenworth. But yeah, I mean, I'm just trying it right now. I'm just trying out my new computer build. I went ballistic on a new motherboard, CPU, RAM, graphics card. It's big. Like if I move my foot just right, I'm kicking it. So let's see. Seven hours of being off the internet. He's back on and he's driving. Excuse me. So I put a new stereo in my car. I don't have that picture good. Here, you should know this. I have a grand total of 3 laptops. Right there in that bag, there's 2. And then over there on the table, there's another one. Let's see. Here's a thing I didn't know about up there. You guys still have Suncoast record stores up there. Suncoast Motion Picture Company. That was taken in the mall up there. I didn't know you guys still had those. All those around here have turned to FYEs. So I think that was in the West Roads or West Plains Mall there in Omaha. I was like, I was blown away. I haven't seen one of those in about 20 years. So I'm like, I was like, what the hell? That was when I pulled in. Yeah, I used less than half tank of gas all the way up there, Sioux City, Iowa. Yeah, that's not too far from where we were at. If I'd have drove, I think it was like an hour east, I would have been there. Almost sucks not that I ever go there. Now I can read the damn thing. Not that I ever go. We have two malls here. We have Independence Center, which is not too far from me. It's a 2-level with a giant food court, which don't ever eat there. But there's some cool stores in there. And then there's Oak Park Mall, which is in Overland Park, Kansas. Some of the best food I've ever had. But it's also one of those dying malls. It's really going downhill quick. We had two others. We had Antioch Center, which is now a strip mall and a Walmart. And we had Metro North Mall, which is getting rebuilt into a more of a outdoor type mall kind of thing. We already have one. I don't consider it a mall. It's more of a tiny city. I have driven by it. I drove by and I was doing my job, so I couldn't stop. I wished I could have, but we did have we have that outdoor type mall. I call it the small city. It's called Zona Rosa, and it literally you could drive through it. There's stores scattered all over the place. People are rude as hell. If you don't have a Mercedes or something, you don't want to go there. I drive through in my old Pontiac, and we get really nasty looks. Well, all I do is out the window or out my sunroof. But we have, Zona Rosa is about 45 minutes away from here. So, like any other mall, there's like a Torrid, and there's a Hot Topic, a Spencer's, GameStop, Barnes and Noble, Dick's Sporting Goods. But this place has a vintage stock, like 5 different mobile stores, which one of them is my carrier, a Google Fiber store. That's pretty much all I care about. Obviously, the nerd stores, bookstore, and T-Mobile. That's all I cared for. I can do that going into Zona Rosa in my Pontiac because I have the dual exhaust, and if I downshift from drive into second gear, it'll gurgle and pop like the old like the old carbureted cars used to. Yeah, put it in a lower gear and then flip the throttle and go boom, 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 boom. And my car does that, and I don't suggest doing it, but my car does it. And I try to make as much ruckus as I can out there because fuck them. Around here, if you want to get shot at by doing that, go about 15 minutes that way. you'll end up in a really bad part of town. Good way to blow the head gaskets. Yeah. If you go, say, west about 15 minutes, it's really bad down there. And I rarely go down there if I have to, only if I have to. And you can hear all kinds of shit go down there. And yeah, no. I come from 30 minutes north of here, which is literally like to my right here. Race trucker. Well, it must be nice. I'm from 30 minutes north of here, and the reason we moved here is because it's stupidly quiet. All that riffraff stays that way. We stay over here, and we really don't. But like I said, we do plan on going back up to Omaha November 1st. We'll be up there November 1st and 2nd. Actually, October 31st to November 2nd, we plan on going back up there. There's going to be a convention up there we want to go to for a couple days, and we're going to head home. So, yeah. I was going to forgot what I was doing. Must have lost my picture. But no, we got a convention we want to go to up there, and a friend's going to go with us. So it's going to be fun, no matter what. Of course, my computer bag right there is going with us, so I'll be able to get online, check messages and whatnot. Not counting my phone has internet, but still. I do plan on taking the Grand Prix. If that falls through, I'm going to be in the Impala that we have. We have a 12 Impala. It's white and shedding like a Persian. But the white Chevy Impala, LED lights all over it. It's goofy looking, but it's reliable. So we're going to try to get up there. I want to take the Grand Prix because it was so comfortable, so roomy, great sounding stereo, all that jazz. So, and yeah, I forgot where I was going with all this. Like I said, I did want to just test this out, make sure it was going to stream, which it does. It's doing quite well. And it better for what, $500. Yeah, I love it. It's such a wonderful car to ride in. Hell, it's a great car to drive. I set the cruise control and just sit back. I mean, I couldn't say much better, anything better about it. Except the road noise. Road noise could have been a little quieter, but that's what the radio's for. Crank the radio up. So, I could show you the stereo. I'm getting ready to dump into it. I did put it in briefly because why not? But the local stereo shop or audio shop around here don't know what the fuck they're doing. They gave me the wrong plug. It plugs into my harness, but my tachometer goes dead, my coolant gauge goes dead, my fuel gauge goes dead, and my odometer goes dead. So I can show you. It's pretty cool. That's what I'm putting in it. So, yeah. pack unit for my car. They say it's for my car. It's not, because it doesn't communicate with nothing in the car. So it causes all kinds of error codes and stuff. There we go. As I bang into the freaking desk. Son of a bitch. Oh, it is. I got a big head. The one I pulled out of my Regal, it was about as big, and it turns out it won't work exactly like we wanted it to in the Grand Prix, because that one has a 5-channel output, whereas the one for that I pulled out of the Regal had a 4-channel output. The reason I need a 5-channel is because my car has the Monsoon sound system in it, which has the 5-channel speaker system. So, well, it's got 7 speakers total, so it's loud. Hell, the factory radio is loud as hell, but that has navigation, which on these road trips kind of need it. So, yeah. But the Monsoon sound package, I had the bass turned quite a ways down just to keep it from rattling the mirrors so much. It's so freaking loud. I prefer Bose, but because the sound quality is 10 times better. But the Monsoon is what I got. So beggars can't be choosers, I guess. The car I was looking at before this one, it was a white Grand Prix, but it was not a GT, it was a GTP. And I did some more digging into it and found out that that car had some pretty serious stuff going on with it. Had about 40,000 less miles, and I found some markings on the block that I didn't like. Namely because they used a block sealant in it, and it had a cracked block, and I can't have that. So this one, it's got some miles on it, but it runs good. The block is solid. The heads are solid. The body is in amazing condition for its age. I mean, there's not a speck of rust on the body anywhere. And it, like I said, it runs like a top. So the transmission's a little hinky at times, but it does shift out fine. If you don't blip the throttle when you start it, it'll shift kind of erratically. Which I think, because I've been talking to some people, is the computer compensating for a bad mass airflow sensor, or one that's trying to fail. So if I replace the mass airflow sensor, they say it should fix it. So too many computers. The Honda, like I said, it was perfect. In every way, that car was perfect. The only thing it really needed was a valve adjustment, and it would have been fine. But like I said, too small a car, 3 big fellas. There's no way that car was gonna be applicable for what we needed, or feasible for what we needed. That's why we all have large cars and a giant truck. But other than that, it's yeah. Let's see what else. I have lost weight. Not much. I've lost weight. Not much. Primarily right here, and right in between my ears. Yeah, me too. I need my space, obviously. I got a big space. This is, believe it or not, a mobile home. This room is huge. Can't get much better than this, but didn't think I'd like trailer life, but it's not too bad. Pretty good. Yeah, with that truck, yes, you did. That those are big. So, um, how my nephew was going to let me borrow his Acura TL for the trip, and I told him no because he wasn't too sure about the Grand Prix, and I told him I'm going to chance it. So I took the trip within the Grand Prix, and it's been great. Actually, it quit acting up as much when I took it on the trip, and maybe another trip will fix it completely. I don't know. But anyway, 30 minutes. Oh, I can keep going. Shit. Ten to 12 miles. My God. Holy crap. The hell, our truck don't get that bad. My uncle drove it back and forth to work for a week, and he barely got off a quarter tank. So, damn. It's probably because of that misfire. I'm going to go with that. Misfire is most likely is what's causing your bad economy. That and it's a Ford. You know, there's a funny thing about a 5,000-pound vehicle. We have that 2010 Jeep Grand Cherokee, and it's still around. It's like right at the top of the hill. I looked at it. We actually pulled it across the scale. A little truck, little Jeep Grand Cherokee, weighs 5,900 pounds with a full tank of gas. And it's a 3.7 V6, getting 26 on the highway, and all-wheel drive, which is crazy. But still, V8 versus a V6, you're going to have a big difference there, no matter what. But it is a pretty hefty little truck. How the Ford Ranger took its place, the Jeep is being used for. It only weighs 3,200 pounds. I mean, we had a blizzard down here. As a good example with weight. We had a blizzard down here, and we took the Jeep out. When we took the Jeep out, we were plowing through 18-inch snow drifts like they were nothing. And the Ford Ranger 4-wheel drive was getting stuck. I was going and pulling him out at least twice a week. So, and he was pulling that thing like it was nothing. So, there's that. Well, preferably something newer. Because I went from an 01 to a 15, from a 15 to an 02, which that 02 Kia that I had was a Spectra. That thing was like a little mountain goat. Go anywhere you go. You pointed it, it went. 87 Isuzu Trooper. Those actually had a GM drivetrain in them. Most of them did, unless it was a diesel. That Kia, if it wasn't so rusty, 2.04 banger, 5-speed. Yep, that was a part of the GM drivetrain set that they put in them. Iron Duke 4-banger. Those things go forever. Oh, lame. You got the Isuzu. Oh, well, those Isuzus are... Isuzu 4-cylinders weren't too bad. But no, the Kia was great. Yeah, they also did 4-cylinder as well. And then GM also provided a Perkins diesel for them too. But anyway, the Kia was great in the snow. Then I went to the Honda, which was awful in the snow. And then this Grand Prix, I'm hoping, is going to be just like my Bonneville was. That thing was, again, like a mountain goat. It would go anywhere you pointed it and never skipped a beat. So, I had a Delta 88, was the first 3.8 I ever had. And that car would plow through a snowdrift. I mean, I would literally plow snow with the front bumper. If you find one that's rust-free, which is almost impossible, especially in the Midwest, I'd get another one of those. Now, the only Isuzu you're going to find around here that's... Yeah. The only Isuzu you're going to get around here that's rust-free is... what the hell were those little... the newer sidekicks, the Chevy Tracker sidekick thing. Those were freaking cool. Tiny yet functional. Amigo. Those around here are all rusted away. They're disgusting looking now. There's one down the street, actually. Neighbor, you go down the block. They have an Amigo, and it looks like it's been... That's it. Suzuki Samurai. Well, they did the Suzuki Samurai, the Isuzu Amigo type one, and then the Chevy Tracker. They were all on the same platform. Rodeo. I was wrong. The Isuzu Rodeo and the Honda Passport. That's it. Still, either way. Isuzu Rodeo, Honda Passport. Yeah. Yeah. So no, it was the yeah. No, I lost track of that shit a long time ago. But they were, all of them. I ran a car lot for a few years, and we had 2 Isuzu Troopers, the big ones. It was a Honda Passport. It was pre-minivan, so it wasn't like... Hold on. Ew, the new ones are ugly. They looked identical. There it is. Oh, you son of a... Whoop. Two-door. Oh, you had a rare one. Yeah, you had a rare one. They didn't have very many long wheelbases here. But a friend of mine in high school had one of those old passports, the old, like right before they went to the composite headlights, so they were still like the old seal beam headlights. And it was actually a Honda Passport, but we popped the hood and it had a 4.3 V6 out of a S10 in it. And he blew that engine up, and it was our senior year. We took our we took that engine out and threw a what the fuck was it? I think it was an LT1. Yeah, I'm wanting to say it was an LT1 out of a Camaro that we found. It was totaled. Ran great. We threw that in there and we were playing around with it. He was doing donuts in the parking lot with it and ended up twisting the frame after he hit a curb. So it was funny. He took that motor out, took the body off of it, sold the body for parts, and put the LT1 into an S10 pickup. And drove that thing until the frame busted in half because of rust. And then sold the entire truck for scrap, engine and all. Bought a Ford Tempo. So, lovely little turd, let me tell you. He totaled that during our senior trip to California. Let's see. Trying to go through 5 different things here. Sorry about this. My Facebook is going nuts on me. I don't know why. All right. There we go. Like I said, we live in a trailer park. We can't really do much. But there's a guy, again, right down the block. He's got a F-150 on jack stands right now. He's throwing a Chevy big block in. And I told him, I said, good luck. That's all I got to say, because I'm not going to. It's like, what the hell is it? I think he says it's 84 F-150. And it's a pretty decent shape for its age, but the engine that was in it, he pulled it out and showed it to me, and it had a hole the size of my fist in the block. And he's going to throw a big block Chevy in it. But we were all gearheads back in high school, so I mean, I was the weirdo with the big van, and everybody else had their hot rods and show cars. And my van was pretty hot itself, but like I said, I'm not a Ford person, but it was an old Ford. It was an 88 Ford Econoline, 3/4 ton conversion, extended conversion. It was a big sumbitch, and had a big block in it that we did a whole bunch of shit to, and it was crazy. Not counting the $5,000 audio system that was in it, in a van that looked like it belonged in a scrapyard. Like everybody else had, like Cadillacs and Lexus and all kinds. Yeah, it was crazy. Dude, Vega wagons were the shit. I loved those. Wished I could have found one before they all rusted away. Because you can't find them here. That and Pinto. If you found a Pinto wagon, they were cool. Believe it or not, I did have one for a very short time back in the day, and it was cool. My dad had a Monza. It was a two-door Monza, and it had the little four-banger in it. It'd go, but it wasn't great. Same with my stupid ass stepbrother. He had a what the hell was it? It's a Pontiac Sunbird, something like that. Tell me about it. My brother had that Pontiac Sunbird. It was or something. Yeah, it was a little two-door coupe, a little silver thing. No, it wasn't a Sunbird. Oh, it was a little. It was basically the one my brother had. My stepbrother had. It was looked like it was the Pontiac knockoff of the Monza. I think Phoenix. I think the Phoenix was a Buick. I'm not sure. I'm looking. You're right. Pontiac Phoenix. My dad had an Omega. They were cool. I loved it. It was great. God, what the hell was that car? It was an odd little two-door, little coupe. I think it was a Sunbird coupe in the 70s. I'm not sure. That's exactly what it was. I just found it. My brother had one of these, except it was silver, just like that one right there. Huh. It was a cool little car. But he drove it till the freaking head blew up. It was in pristine condition too. But the Oldsmobile Omega was a pretty cool car. The my dad had one for a short time. I don't remember. I mean, I was little. Ooh, yep. My dad had one of those. It was it was this one basically. He had one just like it, except his was the white. Monza Spider. Yeah, those things are stupid rare, and if you find one in great condition, or if you can afford it, I would scoop them up. But if they want an insane amount of money for it, but if it's got the factory 305, I'd swap that out for 350 a heartbeat. I know since my car is the GT2, it's got the stuff for the GTP, which all I have to do is reprogram the center stack computer module. I could swap in from my L36 engine, which is a naturally aspirated 3.8, to the L7 or L67, which is the supercharged 3.8. All I have to do is just put a little, I think it's a little plug-in chip module in the back of the information center, and I can make it into a GTP. If it's bone stock, that car's worth a mint. Ugly yellow. Believe it or not, yellow around here is insanely popular, and it looks like something I sneeze up in the morning. A good hearty sneeze and get a big wad of yellow shit in your hand. Not really, but still, it's yellow. You can't get anything around here that isn't freaking yellow. But I try to get everything away from yellow because it's not the best. Not to me anyway. But a friend of mine, an old friend of mine, I don't talk to him anymore. He has a yellow, it's a canary yellow SVT Cobra. It's a early 2000s model, and the guy's in love with the damn thing. Oh, it's just the best color ever. No, it's not. It's ugly as shit. Keep the wheels chrome, you'll be okay. But anyway, I better get off here. My laundry sounds like it's done and all that shit. But that night I still gotta eat. It's 12:30 at night. I still haven't eaten. But anyway, I better let you go, and I will talk to everybody later, including you. Need to start doing this more often now that my computer can actually handle it. Because the old motherboard and CPU and all that stuff, and just wasn't doing it. So, all right, have a good night, and we'll talk to you later.